Welcome to Third Phase UFO Report. I'm Rich Giordano from GUFON, and this is tonight's report. What a great weekend. Friday, we got the preliminary UFO report about UFOs, UAPs, and things that are seen in the sky that are unexplained. We're going to show you the players tonight and what they think. Then, I'm going to take you to the ISS for a brand new sighting you haven't seen. And then 2 more reports on UFOs that we still haven't solved. So buckle up.
From a national security perspective, identify those things that we see, whether we see them electro-optically, we see them with radar, we see them as eyewitness reports, through a myriad of different ways and avenues that we receive the information, and try to ascertain and determine if that information is a potential threat to national security.
The U.S. Navy has finally acknowledged that videos appearing to show UFOs flying through the air are real. They don't call them UFOs, they call them unidentified aerial phenomena. The several videos they're talking about were recorded years ago by fighter pilots. Then in 2017, they were made public by the New York Times.
But now we have videotapes from the United States military. Physicists have now analyzed these graphs frame by frame, and we realize that no known commercial or military vehicle can reproduce the gyrations and the velocities of these objects.
And let me first preface by saying some of that material, that's provenance is frankly hearsay, while the provenance of some of this material has been substantiated. And ultimately, we're in the process of analyzing this material at 3 different levels. We're looking at its physical properties, its chemical, or if you will, molecular properties, and then ultimately its atomic properties.
What do you think they're likely to reveal?
Well, it's interesting because Senator Marco Rubio said he would almost rather this was alien, because if it turns out to be China or Russia, then we're in big trouble, because the sorts of speeds and maneuvers and accelerations that these objects are capable of really is concerning. And I hope that we're going to find out about that. It's interesting, just before Christmas, there were some leaks. Sitting in Office of Naval Intelligence is an organization called the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. They're probably the ones drafting this report. Some leaks suggest they have not ruled out the extraterrestrial hypothesis.
Dr. Sapphire, do you maintain that same optimism?
So I'll be honest, I'm with Harris. I don't like the unidentified portion. I mean, right now, we can't even protect ourselves from misinformation from China, and our southern border isn't even secure. So I want to know what these are, because I'm not very confident that we can protect ourselves should we need to. I'd like some more information, so I'm ready for them to release that report.
I know that there is information that has been collected by the U.S. government that has not been released to the public. And let the scientists debate what these phenomena are. We've now seen, as a result of reporting by the New York Times and others, the video evidence of these unidentified aerial phenomena. Let's put it out there, let people debate it.
What is true, and I'm actually being serious here, is that there's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are.
What do you take from this? What have we learned?
Well, this is certainly a historic moment for us, for our country, and I think for our military and our intelligence community. The government has formally and officially come out and informed Congress that these things are A, they're real, and two, that they're not ours. Concentrating in just the last year and a half involving only military equities. And then the report further stipulates that a large majority of reporting really goes unreported.
So they're extraterrestrial. I mean, what's the other? I mean, let's just say it. I mean, what's the other explanation? Potentially.
Well, you know, Tucker, that's a fantastic question, because as we've said before, when I was an ATIP, this is something that could involve outer space, inner space, or frankly, the space in between. If you notice, the very first line in the report is, this is a preliminary report, which is indicative of the fact that hopefully there will be other reports forthcoming. But the question is, what is it? And of course, people jump to speculation it's from the Pleiades or something like that, when in fact, one of the hypotheses when I was an ATIP was that this could be as natural to Earth as we are. We're just now at a point where technologically we're advanced enough where we can begin to actually collect information on it and begin to try to figure out what it is.
Among the possibilities they considered, debris in the air, atmospheric conditions, secret U.S. equipment, a foreign adversary's advanced technology, or simply other. A senior U.S. government official said they don't have enough data to identify the objects, but said there is no evidence they are extraterrestrials.
The long-awaited Pentagon report on UFOs was released today, and it echoes the reporting from 60 Minutes that there are a lot of unexplained sightings, more than 140 since 2003, including 11 near misses with U.S. aircraft. There is no evidence, the report says, that adversaries like Russia or China are behind them. So these sightings remain a mystery.
But that's not what this report says. It says there are a bunch of mysterious things that we don't understand, but there's no real evidence presented that any of it has to do with aliens.
Well, the government has acknowledged that they don't know what these unidentified flying objects are, but it's something that, as far as I'm concerned, this is a preliminary report, and I mean preliminary. There needs to be a tremendous amount of government resources put into this, so we better understand it, so it's not some kind of a fringe part of what government's doing. They've got to dive into this, because we and the American people are entitled to know what the hell's going on.
It was really lackluster, but what makes me encouraged is how discouraged people are by what was put out, because it means that they want to learn more. The UAP task force had 6 months to compile something on a mystery that goes over decades, and they only had 2 staff members. Oh, I know for a fact, I have been exposed to information. I know for a fact that the United States military knows a lot more about the UFO mystery, about these craft, and we are not seeing that in the report. But that's okay, because this is now the change where we can begin to talk about it and acknowledge it.
So let's get back to the UFOs, shall we? I've got a really good submission from Jen Brown, and it comes from the ISS. And this is a weird one, but that'll be the first one we're going to talk about right here. You know, it comes in, I don't know if it's a shadow, a reflection of something, but nonetheless, there it is, and we're going to talk about it for a few minutes and get a close-up. Then we've got this Las Vegas disc-shaped UFO, which is unbelievable. And then we've got this, I don't know if it's a Star Wars project that, I don't know what. We'll talk about it, but it's very cool. So let's get to the reports, guys. Here we go. This is June 20th, 2021. It was submitted to me by Jen Brown, and I zoomed it in because I can't tell what I'm looking at. This possibly may be a reflection of something passing by, like a light ship or something. It's really weird. Never seen anything like it. And here it is zoomed in. It's weird. Really is. I stopped it there so you could take a look. It looks like it could be the shape of a TR-3B or something. I don't know if that's what it looks like when it's lit up, but it's short, it's sweet. Here it is slowed down. That's the reflection as it's leaving. Looks nothing like what you would think, right? All right, let's get to the guys. So, the Cousins brothers, of course, we're going to go into the archives and look at some interesting things from Vegas. This is amazing.
Third phase of moon.
All right, guys, we got a special for you tonight. We received an email via our Facebook. Salazar told me that his sister captured something while driving just off the Vegas Strip in the mountains and noticed something very bizarre in the sky. I looked at the video on my Facebook and I saw this and immediately reached out to Mr. Salazar. If you could get your sister to send me her testimony in regards to the video that she captured and the photographs. Now, within 3 hours, I'm able to share with you Denise's testimony, Denise Salazar's testimony of what she captured over Vegas along with these photographs. Within 24 hours, we're sharing it to you right now. Buckle up, everybody. Welcome to Third Phase of Moon. This is Blake Cousins. Let's get it started with the photographs that Denise captured last night. We're going to be enhancing these photographs and getting a closer look, but we also have video of whatever this object is. Here's the first video clip. Denise manages to get a second angle. Here it is. Now, it's important to get the testimony from the eyewitness themselves. I think it's really important, and that's what we do right here at Third Phase Moon, and it's my pleasure to share with you the eyewitness testimony within the past 24 hours of this event. Here's Denise's Salazar's testimony. Listen up.
Hey guys, thank you for having me on Third Phase of Moon. So last night around 1 in the morning in Las Vegas, we were cruising around, and at the mountains I saw some weird glowing lights. It was like bluish and in the middle was red. So I told my boyfriend to pull over because I wanted to get a better view. So when we pulled over, I was recording it for like about good 10 minutes. And it was the shape like of the triangle when I zoomed in on my phone. And it was not making any noise, not any helicopter noises or anything like that. The lights were just glowing, and it was just like a weird thing next to the mountains. I was like, what is that? Like, it was just weird. And by the angle, when I was looking at it, it looked like it was slanted. So it was just a weird thing, and it wouldn't move or anything. It was just sitting there for a very long time. And the colors of the UFO, I could say it was like a darkish grayish. And that's what I saw.
It's really important, in my opinion, when the testimony comes from the eyewitness themselves. And what better place than Third Phase of Moon to share your testimony to the world and get answers? Because I got a feeling we're not exactly sure what this object is at this moment, but we might have an answer tomorrow. And that's why we're doing this. We're sharing the information. If anybody in Las Vegas witnessed anything bizarre out there, a massive triangular shaped craft, that's what Denise is stating in her testimony. And along with these photographs, let's just go ahead and play it in a higher resolution, and we're gonna get some close-ups. What do you guys think? What do you make of this? I got Brent Cousins here, and we're looking at it in real time along with you. Brent, what do you make of this these series of photos?
Yeah, Denise had the right mind to pull over while she was witnessing something that can't be explained, and she's got many points of reference where we see this triangular craft, as she describes it, hovering above the city lights of Las Vegas. And whatever this thing is, it's pretty massive. I was thinking, could this be maybe a display of drones creating a formation? But again, it doesn't seem to match that, and I would think we'd be seeing a lot of this kind of video coming in just around the public from Vegas itself, and I don't see anything. I've been doing some research on the internet, and Denise seems to be the only person that captured this amazing triangular craft hovering over the skies of Vegas, Blake.
Yeah, we're not exactly sure if it's over the city or over the mountains. We don't know exactly how large this thing is, because if it were over the city, you would think that other people would have seen this. But there are these mountains around Las Vegas that these craft could basically hide behind and then appear to be over the skyline of Vegas. But maybe they're off at the distance over the mountains, and they're much larger than we could even imagine. See, that's the thing with these photographs and videos. And apparently Denise says in her testimony that she filmed this object for 10 minutes. So we are in communication with Denise, and we want to obtain the whole entire 10-minute video. Apparently her and her boyfriend pulled over on the side of the road and filmed this thing for 10 minutes. The thing just sat there stationary. They didn't know what it was, but they said that it was triangular shaped. And this, in my opinion, goes with the reports of the infamous TR-3B. Is this what we're looking at, Brent? It seems illuminated. Is it self-illuminated within? What are the possibilities, again, of what this could be? Some secret development going on with the Space Force, Brent?
Yeah, I was looking at this, and I was thinking, could this be Project Bluebeam, a propagation of the government creating these kind of interesting characteristics in the sky where one day they might just try to pull a fast one on us and prove that UFOs don't exist, but they'll just create their own in the sky themselves. Is this what's happening right now? Again, we've seen hoaxes done like this, but I don't believe Denise has hoaxed anything. What we're seeing is a real deal. I remember this kind of reminds me of when we saw a triangular shape over the Pentagon, but I think this was debunked, Blake, and what we're seeing here is legitimate.
Yeah, absolutely. The Pentagon or pyramid over it turned out to be some kind of artistic impression. And we found out about it immediately after we put it up on Third Phase Moon. We found out, and the people came forward. But I got a feeling Denise is going to come forward with this 10-minute video that's going to show something pretty special, because something just happened within the past 24 hours over Las Vegas. And people maybe aren't looking up as much as they should, because I'm kind of surprised we didn't get any other videos of this. But you would think that if it were over a major city, we'd get a lot of videos, but at this moment, we've only got this one.
Straight up, I have no idea. All I can tell you is this looks like a legitimate UFO in the sky, just hovering there, especially when we look at the video. There's something in the sky, and I don't think this young lady faked it or was faking it with somebody else getting help and whatnot. Here's some pictures of it. Is this a hologram, some sort of hologram technology? It looks like it's close, but I'm wondering if it's far away over the city. But here it is. Here's the video. It's weird video too. It's at night, and a lot of phones still don't work that well at night unless you own a brand new iPhone or Samsung 20. But other than that, she took photographs of it. We've got close-ups. We've got video from 2 different angles. This is really interesting. That thing is actually in the sky, and she's driving, taking pictures of it, and it was still there. There it is. Here, look at this video. I mean, it's not moving. There's no way that's a drone. It looks like exactly what we hear people report. Sideways, tilted, 45-degree angle. You hear them all. Here's one that looks like it's at about a 33-degree tilt and just hovering over Las Vegas. It's hard to tell how big it is, but I'm surprised there wasn't a ton of videos coming in. So I'm wondering if it was off the main strip, and it really was. Yeah, but then here it looks like it's over a populated area, man. It looks like it might even be a little bit of industrial area. Hard to tell, but that's definitely there. Pretty amazing, have to admit. This is somebody with no agenda, not stuck in the narrative, you know? This is just a citizen seeing something she can't explain. Great stuff. All right, let's get to the next one. This is unbelievable too. A war in space? Or a test? Check this out.
We have a video that was spotted via the ISS. A Facebook member noticed Deborah Rokes said she woke up in the morning and saw this streaming live on the ISS live cam feed. And when she was looking at it, she was amazed on what she saw. You know, let me tell you, we're looking at it right now, getting a closer look. This isn't a CGI trick or anything. This is coming in from the ISS, captured a few days ago. What does it look like to you guys when I'm looking at this? And we're going to be looking at this footage very closely this evening, along with other videos captured around the world. But right now, does this look like a space war to you? Whatever these things are, it seems that they're shooting at each other with plasmic type ray guns or laser. I'm not sure. This is strictly science fiction, but now we're looking at it and it's science fact. What the heck is going on, Brent? You're joining us right now. I'm kind of speechless right now looking at this, trying to figure out, wrapping my brain around this video from the ISS.
When Ronald Reagan mentioned the Star Wars program back in the early 80s, Blake, I think this is exactly what we're looking at, and it's been around for decades. What we're seeing is, in my opinion, showcasing from NASA, they made a mistake. What we're looking at is a UFO that can't be identified, except, wow, the technology we're seeing is incredible. You see kind of 2 ports of spaceships, one to the left and to the right, and they seem to be interacting with each other with a light show of some sort. A light show, or basically disintegration tactics. Let's just run the audio a little bit. This is what we captured from NASA themselves as this went down.
Yes, it's not illuminated. And now turning back on. Correct. I have the readiness LED illuminated. Copy that. Let it work for about 5 minutes and see what sounds you hear. 5 minutes from now or from the start? Okay, let's say 5 minutes from now. Okay, it works.
We're looking at this, and definitely it looks like a battle going on in outer space. And some people might say this is old footage, it looks vintage, but nope, we have the original link. This was captured 3 days ago, June 17, 2020, and right now we're looking at it very closely. I want to get your thoughts, guys. What do you think is going on? Is there a battle between two ships? In the audio you just heard, you heard the lady say extermination or elimination of the object, whatever that meant, and almost she said fire. And then there's a foreign language that I'm trying to figure out, but it seems that they were unaware that this was actually being recorded and going live on the feed on the ISS NASA live feed from the ISS International Space Station. And right now we're looking at it, and I think this is definite evidence of a battle in space. And who knows, did the craft to the right just get eliminated? It almost looks like it got shot down. We're looking at this a little closer. Let me get up some really close-ups on this. The feed was coming in. We had 3 different angles, and then when you get a closer look, as we are here right now, you could clearly see a plasmic ray and other anomalies zooming in and out in preparation for this dynamic battle between two crafts.
Definitely, you see other objects darting in and out of the picture. It's curious to what those are. Definitely unidentified objects streaming across the screen, and then you see it looks like a plasma laser more so than anything else. It looks like laser technology in space. These are the apparatus up there doing experiments or war. That's a big question. I'm more leaning towards a high-end experiment of technology that we haven't ever seen. Maybe an ion beam test or something like this. It almost looks like the hilt of a Jedi lightsaber at the very source of it, but then it's connecting to this thing that kind of resembles the Glock, if you ask me, the bell-shaped UFO absorbing this plasmic ray from the other end. It's hard to tell what the distance is between these craft, how far or how large they are. We really don't get much of a side-by-side comparison with foreground, but I would have to say it's quite large, and maybe off of the distance, maybe approximately, a quarter mile to a half a mile away from the ISS itself. Yeah, it's interesting. Even again, this was playing, and as soon as this experiment was going on, it seemed NASA cut the feed as they usually do, but we got a really good glimpse on what went on 3 days ago with the ISS and what they actually captured. It looks like a big experiment. This thing is huge. I like the object on the left. It has these cylindrical objects tied together like sort of a spaceship in itself, and then it's shooting that ion beam up to that other object to the far right.
That resembles the Glock, and it's hard to tell exactly what we're looking at, but again, it happened 3 days ago, and I think it's the first time we're seeing this on YouTube, and we want to thank Deborah Roque for having a sharp eye when she posted this to Facebook and managed to do some screen captures of it. But I had to go to the original source, make sure this was no trick or hoax going on, and I found the master original link from the feed from the ISS, and boy, did we get to see pretty much in your face that there's something going on that's unexplained. NASA hasn't explained this weapon, or if this is some kind of a test experiment of laser beams being tested in weightlessness in outer space. Isn't there a treaty that there's not supposed to be any kind of weaponized space around the world? The UN passed that, but to me this resembles some kind of a military weapon, if you ask me.
Yep, Star Wars program in effect, and I think it's been decades that they can't hide it anymore. And it's basically, we're coming out with the information right here at Third Phase Moon, and I'm pretty excited with this material. It's some of the best stuff this year, I gotta admit, and it's showing and showcasing legitimate technology that's happening in space.
All right. We're out in space, right? And this is from the ISS. And this is real. This was actually recorded from the ISS. It says it right there. You can see. And it looks like they're testing a space weapon. Or Maybe it's I hate to say it, but it reminds me from that movie with Roddy Piper, They Live. Is this a transporter of some sort? Are we shooting people off? Look at this. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I mean, it's got to be a plasma weapon of some sort, or it's some sort of portal. Maybe they're opening up portals with it. I'm not an astronaut. Not that I need to tell you that, but I don't really understand probably the full effect or the magnitude of what I'm looking at. This looks like it would take an extreme amount of energy. Or not. I don't know. But it's a really cool video. What a great capture. It looks like science fiction right here in our reality. Amazing. That about wraps it up for this edition of Third Phase UFO Report. You could find me, Rich Giordano, on GUFON, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday. And I'd like to thank Third Phase of Moon, because without them, none of this is possible. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. And this is the Sunday Third Phase UFO Report. And I'm Rich Giordano. We'll see you next time, guys. If you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology.